This is Tatiana from Tatiana Math Resources, and we're looking at the May-June 2023 question 1 to question 5. Here we have question 1A. Find the exact value of. We have our question here. Now first, we really do need to use BODMAS. So BODMAS. Brackets of division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. So what we're going to do is separate. This is multiplication and this is addition. So we need to find first the lowest common multiple to add these two fractions. So we're looking for the LCM of the denominators 3 and 6, which is 6. So we draw our line, 6. 6 into 6 is 1. 5 times 1 is 5. Plus 3 into 6 is 2. 2 2s are 4. That is going to give us 9/6. Okay. This is a multiplication here. We don't find the LCM when we're multiplying fractions. We first check to see if we can cancel anything, and we can. 7 into 7 is 1. 7 into 35 is 5. 9 and 12, 3. 3 into 9 is 3. 3 into 12 is 4. And that is going to give us 4/15. So we're going to put our minus sign there. Come down, 4/15. So now we're going to subtract LCM of 6 and 15 is 30. So we're going to draw our line. We're going to write our LCM 30. So we're saying 6 into 30 is 5. Then we're going to multiply 9 by 5, which is 45. Minus sign. 15 into 30. How many 15s are in 30? 2. So we're going to multiply that 2 by the numerator 4. 4 2s are 8. And if we take 8 from 45, we're going to get, let's do our working over here. 45 take away 8. So we're taking 8 from 15. So that's going to leave 7. 37. So our answer is 37/30. How many 30s are in 37? 1, remainder 7, and that goes over the denominator. So here is an improper fraction, and we converted it to a mixed number. And that's the answer. We're at part B. Calculate the value of the square root of 1 minus cos 37 degrees squared. So you're going to plug cos 37 degrees to the second power. We're squaring that. So we're going to get square root of 1 minus. When we find the cos of 37 degrees squared, you're going to get 0.63. Now I'm going to give my answer to 4 decimal places, 4 numbers after the decimal point. 7, 8. Then I'm going to subtract that from 1, and that is going to give me square root of 0.36218. Again, 4 decimal places, 4 numbers. Well, in this case, I have 5 numbers after the decimal point. Now I'm going to square root that. And when I square root that, I am going to get 0. So I'm going to write out everything that I have on my calculator here. 0.60181392 5.47. So this is what you're seeing on your calculator, but you have to give your answer correct to 3 decimal places. So the answer is 0.6. So we're going to count. Let's use green. 1, 2, 3. We're going to check the number after. This is 5 or more. Yes, it is. So we're going to get 0, 2 to 3 decimal places. Part 2. Write 0.00527 in standard form. Now, standard form states a times 10 to the n power. And this a has a value between 1 and 10. And n can be positive or negative. Okay, so our number is 0.00527. So when I move my decimal point from here and I come here, I have 0.0527. That does not fulfill the rule. I move one more and I have 0.527. Does not fulfill the rule. That's not between 1 and 10. So I move again. So here I have 5. Remember, I'm moving the decimal point. 5.27. Now that fulfills the rule. It lies between 1 and 10. So 5.27 times 10. Now I moved it 1, 2, 3 to the negative 3. And that's the final answer. Here we have part C. Harish works at a call center for 35 hours each week. He is paid an hourly rate of $11.20. Calculate the amount of money Harish earns in a 4-week month. So let's underline the important parts of this question. 35 hours each week, and he's paid an hourly rate of $11.20. So what's the amount of money total in a 4-week month? So 1 week he works 35 hours times $11.20. That is $392. So we want for 4 weeks, a 4-week month. So 4 weeks, which is a month. So we're going to take that 392 and multiply it by 4. And that's going to give us 1568. Okay, part 2. In a certain week, he works 8 hours overtime. Overtime hours are paid at 1.5 times the usual rate of $11.20 per hour. Again, let's underline the important words or the important part of this question. 8 hours overtime. Overtime hours are paid at 1.5 times the usual rate of $11.20 per hour. So remember, 1.5 is the same as 1.5. Find the total amount for that week. So we first have to work out his overtime rate. So overtime rate will be 1.5 times the $11.20. $16.80. So what is his total amount of money for that week? So remember, before, 1 week is $392. So the total amount, well, actually we need to also work out for this 8 hours of overtime he did. So total overtime is equals to $16.80 times 8, which is equals to 8 times 1680 is equals to $134.40. So his total amount would equals to that overtime, $134.40, plus this 1 week of $392. $392 equals plus $392, $526.40. Question 2. It says simplify 4 over 5x times 15x over 16. Just write it a little clearer here. 4 over 5x times 15x over 16. So we're going to cancel. 4 to 4 is 1. 4 to 16 is 4. 5x into 5x is 1. 5x into 15x will be 3. So it's like 15x divided by 5x. The x will cancel. 5 and 5 is 1. 5 and 15 is 3. So we're going to get 3 over 4. Part B, solve the inequality 12 minus 4x less than or equals to 5 minus 8m. So we first have to group terms in the form of m on the left hand side and all the constant values on the right. So we're going to leave the minus. Let me just write it a little clearer. 12 minus 4m is less than or equals to 5 minus 8m. So I'm going to leave my 4m. I'm going to move this minus 8m. I'm going to carry it over. Plus 8m is less than or equals to 5. I'm going to move this 12. It's positive. When I carry it over, it's going to become a minus 12. So negative 4 plus 8 is equals to positive 4. Please put this in your calculator. That will be 4m. Less than equals, if I take 12 minus 5, 12 from 5, I'm going to get negative 7. Please put that in your calculator to make sure that you do get negative 7. You want the correct answer, negative 7. So we're going to divide both sides by the coefficient of your unknown, your m. So 4 less than equals to negative 7 over 4. It's going to cancel out here and leave me with m is less than equals to 7, negative 7 over 4. That's the final answer. Part C, the diagram below shows a compound shape, LMNPQR, made from two rectangles. The lengths in the diagram, which are written in terms of x, are in centimeters. Now let's remember some properties of a rectangle. So this is our rectangle, and for sure, W, opposite sides are equal. Length and length the same. Find an expression in terms of x for the length PQ and RQ. So that means we're trying to find here. Okay. Now, if from M to N is 3x and from L to R is x plus 3, that means you're going to take, it's going to be 3x minus x plus 3. And that's going to give us 3x minus x minus 3, which is 2x minus 3. Okay, remember the minus sign. This minus sign would change the minus sign the sign, I should say, in the bracket to negative. Okay, because we remove the brackets. So it's like we're multiplying by a -1. I don't want to complicate things, okay? So let us write down what we just worked out. So here is 2x minus 3. RQ. So that from L to M is 4x minus 5. And from P to N is x plus 1. So we're going to take x plus 1 from 4x minus 5. So 4x minus 5 minus x minus 1 will give me 4x minus x, grouping like terms. We're not moving it over an equal sign, so no signs are going to change. So this is going to be 1x. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to get 3x minus 6. Okay, so I'm going to put that here. 3x minus 6. All right. Part 3. Given that the total area of the shape is 440 centimeters squared, show that x squared plus x minus 72 is equals to 0 for 4 marks. So let's get the information from before. Here is our shape, and we were able to work out that RQ is 3x minus 6 and PQ is 2x minus 3. So remember, it was stated that it was a compound shape. So that means that we can separate, and instead it's made up of 2 rectangles. So let's say we understand that this is the first rectangle, so we're going to label it A, and the second rectangle. So to find the total area of the shape, the compound shape. So shape A is equals to, we're going to multiply x plus 3 by 3x minus 6. X plus 3 by 3x minus 6. Shape B would equals to x plus 1 by 3x. Okay, so let's write that 3x by x plus 1. So now we have to add the areas of these two shapes. So total area, and remember the total area, so actually I can write that another way. I would say x plus 3 by 3x minus 6 plus 3x by x plus 1 is equals to the total 414 centimeters squared. So we're trying to get this. All right. So we need to expand the brackets. So we need to multiply this x by this 3x. That's going to give us 3x squared. X by minus 6 is going to give us a minus 6x. X, this 3 by 3x is going to give us 9x. And then that same 3 by negative 6 is going to give us minus 18. 3x by x is going to give us a plus 3x squared. And 3x by 1 is going to give us plus 3x equals 414 centimeters squared. All right, now let's deal with this. So we're going to get 3x squared. The bigger number is positive, so it's going to be a plus 3x minus 18 plus 3x squared plus 3x equals to 414 centimeters squared. So we're going to group like terms now. So this 3x will go with this plus 3x. So I'm going to write that down. So 3x squared plus 3x squared And then this plus 3x is going to go with this plus 3x. Plus 3x plus 3x. Minus 18 equals 414 centimeters squared. I'm going to get 6x squared plus 6x minus 18 equals 414 centimeters squared. So these two numbers, we have to bring them together. This minus 18 is positive 414. So we're going to write 6x squared plus 6x minus 18 minus 414 centimeters squared. Well, we could take off the centimeters squared equals to 0. So 6x squared plus 6x. This negative 18 minus 414 is going to give us, we have to add, so 414 plus 18, 8 and 4 is 12, 1 and 1 is 2, and that 1 will give us 3, so that is negative 432 equals 0. Now we have 6 as the coefficient for the x squared, 6 as the coefficient for the x, and 432. Now I can see that this 432 is divisible by 6. So we divide each term by 6. We're going to get x squared plus x minus 72 equals 0. So yes, we got our answer. Question 3a. The diagram below shows a semicircle with diameter AC. B is a point on the circumference and AB is equals to BC, 8.2 centimeters. That means that here is 8.2 centimeters. Always important to read the instructions first. Now these two lines mean that this is an isosceles triangle. Okay, you're asked, state the geometrical name of the line AB. And that is a chord. Part 2, find the value of the radius of the circle. So AB, that is our diameter. So that means we're being asked what is the length of here, which is our radius. All right. Now you will recognize that this is our diameter AC. According to circle theorem, one of the rules was the angle subtended from the circumference, B, forms a right angle triangle. So this is what we have. And here is 8.2, 8.2. And we want to figure out here. So we know that this is the hypotenuse, right? And the rule is the hypotenuse squared is equals to the two short sides, or the sum of the two short sides squared. So that's 8.2 squared plus 8.2 squared. So let's see what that gives us. 8.2 squared. This is 67.24 plus 67.24. So we're going to add that. And we get out 134.48 equals hypotenuse squared. So we only want to find the hypotenuse, so we're going to square root both sides. And that's going to give us that the hypotenuse is equals to the square root of 134.48 is equals to 11. I have 596. So let me write it here. 11.59655. I'm going to stop there. So I'm just going to give my answer to 1 decimal place. I'm going to cut right here. So I'm going to get 11.6. I have to round up. So we're saying that from here to C is 11.6 centimeters. So that's the diameter. But we're asked to find the value of the radius. So the radius would equals to 11.6 divided by 2, which is 5.8 centimeters. B, each interior angle of a regular polygon is 160 degrees. Calculate the number of sides of the polygon. So this is something that we need to know, that the sum of the interior angles of a polygon is n minus 1 in bracket times 180, where n is the number of sides in the polygon. So we're going to write that formula out. So it is n subtract 2 times 180 equals, so if this each interior angle of a regular polygon is 160 degrees, that means this is equals to 160 degrees n. So let's expand this formula, and that's going to give us 180 n minus 360 equals 160 degrees n. All right, let's take off the degrees. So we're going to group. So the 180 n minus 160 n is equals to positive 360. So we're going to get 20n is equals to 360. So n is equals to 360 divided by 20. Cancel out the 0. 2 and 2 is 1. 2 into 36 is 18. So that's 18. So this is an 18-sided polygon. So the question asks how the number of sides of this polygon. So it's 18. It has 18 sides. Part C of the question, the diagram below shows a trapezium A drawn on a square grid. 1. Reflect in the line x equals -1 and label this image A prime. So this is our x-axis, this vertical line here. So x equals to -1 is going to be right here, this vertical red line here. So we're going to label it x equals -1. So now we're going to reflect this trapezium A over the mirror line. So just have to count. So this point, we're going to count 1, 2. Okay, so we're going to be the same on the opposite side of the mirror line. 1, 2. So that's this point here. Then we're going to do this point. So that's 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Same on the opposite side. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's this point. Okay. The previous point was here. 1, 2, 1, 2. That's this point. Okay, let's just make sure that we have that point there. Good. Then here, that is 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3 on the opposite side. So we're going to plot that. Then we are here now at this point. We count 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's this point. So let's erase all these ticks that we have here and connect the points. So we're going to get here. Then we're going to come down and go across and down. So this is the image A prime. So part 2, translation with vector 4, -7 and label its image A double prime. So the rule for translation is that you take the point and you add it to the translation to get the image. So let's take this point here, and that has a coordinate of -5, A, and I'm going to label it P. So P is -5, 4, and I have to add it to the translation, which is 4, -7. So I'm going to get -1, -3. I'm going to plot that point, -1, -3, that's right here. I'm going to label here as Q. And that is -4, 4. Plus the translation, that's going to give me 0, -3. So 0, 0, -3. Connect those points. So I know it was 1, 2, so I'm going to go up. But let's do the next. So we recognize that this is the top of the trapezium. So all we have to do is to come down, 1, 2, and we do the same thing here, 1, 2, and connect the points. So that's our trapezium. We label it A double prime. So we then have to really add the translation vector to each coordinate of this trapezium. We just had to do it to 2, and you will know the shape that you're trying to form, which is this trapezium A. Okay. Question 4. Consider the following functions. F of x is equals to 3 over x plus 2. G of x is 4x minus 5. And h of x is x squared plus 1. Find the value of x is f of x undefined. For what value of x is f of x undefined? So f of x is equals to 3 over x plus 2. So when x is -2 is when f of x is undefined. And I'll prove it. If we substitute x equals to -2, we're going to get 3 over -2 plus 2, and that is 3 over 0. And anything over 0 is undefined. You put in your calculator and you'll see. Part 2, find the value of g quarter. So g of x is equals to 4x minus 5. So I'm going to substitute 4. So g of 1 over 4, I should say a quarter. So 4 times 1 over 4 minus 5. This 4 is over 1. We're going to cancel. We're going to get 1 minus 5, which is equals to -4. That's our answer. B, h of -3. Let's get our functions. So h of x is x squared plus 1. So h of x is x squared plus 1. So h of -3 is equals to -3 squared plus 1. So that's -3 times -3 plus 1. That's what -3 to the second power means. That's a +9 plus 1. We're going to get 10. F of 0. So again, this is a composite function. So we're going to work this one out first. So f of x is equals to 3 over x plus 2. So f of 0 is 3 over 0 plus 2, which is 3 over 2. So then we work out f of 3 over 2, which is 3 over 2 plus 2. Let's do the working over here. So 3 over 2 plus 2, put that over 1. Find the LCM, which is 2. 2 into 2 is 1. 3 times 1 is 3. Plus 2 into 1 is 2. That is 4. So we're going to get 7 over 2. So that is equals to 3 over 7 over 2. We're going to continue the working. So that's 3. We're going to put the answer here. So 3, put a little line. So 3 over 7 over 2 means 3 divided by 7 over 2, which is equals to 3 times 2 over 7. Remember, if we change the sign from division to multiply, we're going to flip the fraction. 3 over 1. So we get 6 over 7. So the answer is 6 over 7. B. Write an expression in its simplest form for g of h of x. So here are our functions. So again, g of h of x. So we're going to look at the inside first. So that is equals to g. And we know h is x squared plus 1. And g of x is 4x minus 5. So we're multiplying x by 4, then subtracting 5. That's what we're going to do here. We're going to multiply by 4 first. We put on a different color. By 4 first, and then subtracting 5. That's going to give us 4x squared plus 4 minus 5, which is equals to 4x squared minus 1 for 2 marks. Find g of inverse negative 2. So let's get our functions. So here they are. So first we have to find g of negative 1, the inverse of g function, okay, which is 4x minus 5. So the first step is you let y equals f of x or g of x or h of x. So y is equals, and it is 4x minus 5. Second step, interchange x with y and y with x. So wherever you see y, you're going to write x. Wherever you see x, you're going to write y. Third step and final, make y the subject. So we're going to say x, we're going to move this minus 5, become a plus 5, equals 4y. So we need to make y the subject. So we have 4y. So what we're going to do is divide by 4. So x plus 5 over 4 is equals to y. Therefore, g inverse is equals to x plus 5 over 4. So g inverse, that's x, negative 2 would equals to negative 2 plus 5 over 4. So you notice we replace, you had x here, we replace it with negative 2. All right, so that is going to give us positive 3 over 4. And that's the final answer. Question 5. It says each of 75 girls recorded the name of her favorite sport. The number of girls who chose track and cricket are shown in the bar chart below. Okay, so A, how many more girls chose cricket than track as their favorite sport? So more chose cricket and track than track. So cricket, so if we have 0 here, we're going to have 2, 6, counting in twos, 14, 18, 22. So track is 12 and cricket is 16 and it's in the middle, so that's 17. So the difference is equals to 17 minus 12, which is 5. 5b. 11 girls recorded tennis as their favorite sport. Okay, so you remember we said that 0 to 4, that means here is 2. So 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 22. So tennis is 11 girls. So here is 10 and 12, so it'll be in the middle. Okay, so that represents 11. Remember, this is 12, this is 17. For the remaining girls, the number who chose swimming compared to the number who chose football is in the ratio 2 to 3. So 2 represents swimming, just abbreviated to swim, and 3 will be football. I think we could write it out now. All right, 2 to 3. So we'll add up what we have here. So 11 plus 12 plus 17, that's 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, and 1 is 40. And the question started off by saying 75 girls. So 75 take away 40, it's going to give us 35. So 35 girls is for swimming and football, but it's in the ratio 2 to 3. So that means total shares is 2 plus 3 is 5. So swim again would equals to 2 over 5 times 35, because that's the remaining girls, over 1. Okay, so 5 is 1, 535 is 7, so that's 14. Okay, so we're going to put that on the graph, so that's 14. Okay, then football is 3 shares, so 3 out of 5 times 35 for 1. 5 to 5 is 1, 5 and 35 is 7, that'll be 21 girls. So that's football, 21. All right. Use this information to complete the bar chart above. So we've done that for 3 marks. Determine the modal sport. So that's the more popular, we talk about favorite sport. Most popular sport. We could see that that is football. D. One of the girls is selected at random. What is the probability that she chose neither track nor cricket as her favorite sport? So it's a probability question. So the probability that she chose neither track nor cricket. So that means no track, no cricket. So that you had to choose swimming or tennis or football. All right. The probability of that. So that will be 14 plus 11 plus 21. All of that over the total, which is equals to, if we add 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, and 1. So 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, and 1 is 56. So you're going to get 56 over 75. So if we convert that to a decimal, we're going to get 0.75. That's the answer. Part E of the question. The information on the favorite sport of the 75 girls is to be shown on a pie chart. Calculate the sector angle for football. So they've given you the answer that the favorite sport is football. So that would have been the answer for the modal sport. So we're dealing with a circle, and the total angle in the circle is 360 degrees. And we can see from the chart, the bar chart, that football is 21. So football is equals to 21 over 75 times 360 degrees. And when we work that out, we're going to get 100.8 degrees. Tatiana Math Resource. We looked at the May-June 2023 questions 1 to 5. Don't forget to share, subscribe, like, or leave a comment. Stay tuned for more.